In this video, I'm going to go over how to do some protein calculations. These are required for the assignment macronutrient analysis. I've already kind of reviewed in the other two videos how to find data on your nutrient averages calculations, how to find data on the food diaries. There are also screenshots within the assignment just to kind of help you. One thing I kind of distinguished was added sugar and total sugar. And the reason I did that in this sugar section, because some of you don't have added sugar. So I wanted to give you the opportunity to put total sugar, foods that had total sugar. So you'll see the difference. But if you do have added sugar, I would like it to emphasize the added sugar. Okay, so we've gone over all of this. You're going to answer the questions. Then we get to the protein analysis section. This is all focused on your macros. So there's a section on carbs, fats, and protein. In this area, you'll see the guidelines and recommendations that I lay out. So I do tell you what the AMDR is, although we don't use it. And I also give you RDA options. So you'll notice with protein that RDA is based on weight. Average adults need 0.8 grams per kilogram of weight. So we're using kilograms and not pounds. And then you'll see there are other RDAs that you can use. If you're an active individual, you can use 1 gram per kilo. If you're an athlete, you can use 1.2 to 1.8. But you'll also notice that anything above 2 grams per kilogram of body weight has not shown to have any improvements in body composition or in strength. So when you get to really high amounts of protein per kilogram, it actually defeats the purpose and has no additional benefits. You should have read this in the chapter 6 that goes over protein. So I want to get to the calculation areas. So notice that I tell you in each of these that require calculations, you need to show your work. So you put your response and include your calculation here. So for example, the first question that requires a calculation is to convert your weight to kilograms. So the formula is your weight in pounds, and you're just going to type it in here, weight in pounds divided by 2.2. So if I weigh 150 pounds, always put your units, divide by 2.2, and that equals, so I'm using my calculator, 68.18 kilograms. So I've shown my work and it says easy as that. So now I have my weight in kilos and now I can calculate my RDA. That means I don't want to see the RDA calculation done in pounds. I want it in kilograms. Use whichever RDA fits your activity level. I'm going to use 1.0 just for a standard active individual. I'm not an athlete. I'm not an athlete in season. So you should only be using athlete numbers if you truly are an athlete or training for something. So I'm going to use 1 gram per kilogram. So what you'll do is you'll take your weight in kilos that we just calculated, and I am going to multiply by 1 gram per kilo. And that is going to be 1 times itself is itself. So I need 68.18 grams of protein every day. Okay, so that's the basic part. We're converting our weight from pounds to kilos, and then we are finding the RDA that matches our activity level and using that to calculate how much protein we need per day. The next question will ask you, how many grams of protein did you average during the 3 days? Refer to your nutrient averages calculations. That is back to this. and we're going to find protein. The average grams of protein in the 3 days was 59.8. So all I am doing is using my nutrient averages calculations, 0.8 grams, to find that number. The next question says, calculate how many grams per kilo you're actually having. So I'm going to take my actual intake, 59.8 grams, and divide that by my weight. So divided by my weight, which was 68.18 kilograms. Okay, so it's divided by, so 59.8 divided by 68.18, and that gives me 0.87, I'm going to round, 0.88 grams per kilo. When I ask you to analyze this intake, that actually means compare this number, your grams per kilo, to the RDA you used. I used 1 gram per kilo, but I'm only getting 0.88, which is less than 1 gram. So I'm going to use this next section to compare the two numbers, the RDA versus my actual, and explain, am I getting enough? Am I getting too much? Analyze it. In this case, I'm not getting enough based on my activity level, so therefore I would maybe need to increase protein a little bit. I actually don't recommend any drastic changes to your diet based on these 3 days. Some of you made major errors in the foods you selected and the portion size you used. I would do it again on your own after this class. Do it again, just analyze it for another 2 days, and you can get to see, oh yeah, I'm actually averaging a little more. Add in your supplements, because remember, we didn't. So if I'm getting only 0.88 grams per kilo from food, but I'm also taking a supplement, then I don't really need to make changes. Or maybe you say, maybe I don't need a supplement, it's too much. Then I can, I'm getting enough from food. So it's up to you to make those decisions, but I would use the data that you've collected and now start to analyze it. Okay, thank you.